Well, thank you, Dr. Janice, for spending your time today to discuss strengthening the human links in your supply chain. My first question is, you're an expert in teamwork and team performance, which is important in supply chain activity. Has your work involved direct experience with supply chains?
Hi, Dustin. This is Dr. Janice Presser. While I'm a behavioral scientist, I did have direct experience with supply chain issues during the time I was president of a sheet metal manufacturing company. You know, if your steel shipment is a day late, everything moves up more than a day, sometimes much more, because all the other points in the chains just don't adapt automatically. If there's pressure to make up lost time earlier in the chain, rushing the process can produce problems that are even worse than being late. One example would be the time one of our people nearly ruined an entire shipment by loading product before the coating had cured completely.
The problems in supply chains frequently occur at the handoff points. Is there something managers can do about that?
Yes, there is. Even though supply chain automation has changed things a great deal, it's still true that many connections in the chain rely on the actions of two or more human beings. These can be points of vulnerability because people don't always behave as they should or think they should or even as they've been told that they must. Perhaps the organization or manager is unwittingly motivating people to see their colleagues as competition for raises, promotion, or praise. Managers first need to make it clear that everyone on the team must be pulling in the same direction. However, in order to make that point effectively, managers need to understand that different people have a different orientation to serving the needs of their team, and that different people experience respect and appreciation differently. New information on team management is now becoming available in a branch of management science that addresses the collaborative structure of teams.
What would be the first advice you'd give on getting a team to work better together?
You need to learn some of the management insights and methods that explain the different modes of team contribution and these role-based differences that guide the use of respect and appreciation to align with a person's desire to contribute. We did a lot of research on the effects of respect, and we were amazed by the effectiveness of what we came to call role respect. And by role, I'm not talking about the normal uses, interchangeable with job title or job function, but rather a capital R role that equates to a person doing something that's intrinsically meaningful, even to the point of feeling like it's their mission in life. When you tap into that, you can become much, much more effective in raising team productivity and quality.
Your new book is called At Dr. Janice, Thoughts and Tweets on Leadership, Teamwork, and Teamability. Why did you write it?
Well, I started blogging in 2007 and tweeting in 2008. Now, having done 5 books for major publishers and written a slew of articles over the years, not to mention a dissertation, it wasn't much of a challenge to come up with the words. The challenge was to explain in plain English some very complex elements of team interaction. I really wanted to be able to reach out to people who were stuck in outmoded ideas of what it means to be a leader or a team player. And I wanted to just say to them, it doesn't have to be that way. You can fix it. And you aren't alone. You know, during the Industrial Revolution and for years after, most workers were considered an interchangeable link in a chain or a bullet list of skills and intelligence and experience. And unfortunately, a lot of people still view themselves and others that way, even though we're living in an increasingly complex and interdependent world of globalization, virtual teams, generational differences, and cultural change, today we have the opportunity to understand how each team member operates as a contributor and how to develop, manage, and motivate each person appropriately. With these new operating instructions, people can become less stressed, more productive, and a whole lot nicer to be around in the workplace. And who knows, they might even take that feeling home with them and start making the world a more peaceful place to live.
How can we learn more?
Well, I'm always happy to communicate with anyone who takes an interest in our technology, but the word about Teamability seems to be spreading very rapidly now, so I'm not as readily available as I'd like to be. But of course, we have a website at www.teamability.com, and we have some wonderful people who can answer your questions and send out information. And also there's my new book, at Dr. Janice, Thoughts and Tweets on Leadership, Teamwork, and Teamability. And it's now available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and from just about any bookstore. It's meant to be both informative and fun, and it covers a lot of different aspects of team collaboration in the workplace.